Hi, I'm Steve. This is Fran. Today we're going to talk about different brands of pro style or integrated refrigeration. What do we
Yeah,
got?
and we'll talk really we'll break down the brands and we're looking at bottom mounts, integrated, like you said, columns. So we'll kind of talk about everything here. So let's start with really probably one right at the top here, Sub-Zero.
Yeah. This is the standard, especially on the more professional side. A lot of companies got out of it with the compressor tops. I do like this refrigerator, vacuum seal, magnetized crisper bins, air scrubbing,
Yeah.
family owned, American made.
Yeah.
There's not much that they don't sell except for maybe the larger integrated types that Thermador and SKS
Exactly.
have. But this is probably the standard for refrigeration. Not to say there are others that you should consider because they don't do a few things.
Yep.
They don't do colors like True or BlueStar. But in terms of everything else, this is about as good as it gets. I think.
Absolutely. And if you're looking at integrated bottom mounts, really they only have 30, 36 and no French door option there. But it's funny because the 36, 42, 48, where they've kind of stayed with that classic look with the two doors up top and the one bottom freezer, they really are the most unique almost now. We'll talk about it more. They've kind of stayed in that classic look, but giving you kind of that unique look.
Yeah, the classic compressor top, they own it.
Absolutely.
Much.
Absolutely.
Well, there are other brands that you're going to consider, but they're getting expensive, another price increase. So we're going to give you some options on top of that.
What do you think for a ranking there?
Well, in terms of overall product, this is a unusual S.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go Miele, who has just now kind of introduced some new options there too.
It's not new. Miele,
new to them.
Miele, Thermador, Gaggenau,
Yeah.
some Bosch are all made in the same Turkish factory. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that integrated design, the bigger ones, because you got to reach up over your head.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're less than 5'6", say, it's a drag. I'm not so convinced that all of it works because it's brand new.
Mm-hmm.
The Thermador and the Miele. At the same time, they do have the different ice. If you want slower dissolving ice, they do have the convertible drawers.
Yep.
So if you want refrigerator freezer, that's two things Sub-Zero doesn't have. And on a larger, if that's what you like, the flat integrated style, certainly it, but they haven't even come out with it yet. So.
Yeah, good lighting. They've kind of gone into the Miele more with that gray platinum interior as well, so a little different. Like you said, they've kind of all had that similar integrated look where it's the two doors with the French door, the refrigerator convertible drawer, and then the freezer drawer. But they did keep an option there too with the traditional kind of two doors and the one door on the bottom as well.
This is a B.
Yeah.
And Thermador has the exact same Turkish models.
Yeah.
That's a B too.
Yeah, and the only difference with Thermador that they have right now too is that 48.
Yeah.
The 48 with kind of the two doors and then the four drawers. And one thing we always want to point out there.
Installation,
Absolutely,
right? Is that what you're getting?
Absolutely.
Installation.
Yes.
I mean, you would think that a 48-inch Pro range is the toughest install.
Yeah.
It's putting panels on these refrigerators. Can take a tradesperson 4 to 8 hours. We have teams just doing that.
Yeah.
It takes them 2, and that's all they do. So you got to consider that when you're panelizing really any fridge, but especially these multi-drawer types.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing to note even on the Miele too is really all their refrigerators now come panel ready. So even if you're doing stainless, there is some installations there.
You've got to drill to get the handles in.
Absolutely. Yep, they're not pre-drilled.
Crazy. You got to drill holes in the stainless steel. So these are Bs.
Let's go BlueStar.
Interesting. I mean, fits the commercial sheet
Yep.
pan, right?
Yep. That kind of professional style, like the Sub-Zero compressor up top.
Professional style, all stainless steel on the inside,
Yep.
right? 1,000 colors, trims. This is a really a product that probably should sell more.
Yeah, it's a great refrigerator. 30 and 36 inches in the bottom mount, but they do have columns available now as well.
It doesn't have the, they don't have the bigger models, but they've got colors.
Yeah.
And you can't fit it. But the one thing they can't do is panels.
Yeah. Not yet.
And they all stick out, right? So it's for a unique look. If you're getting a BlueStar range, this is a natural fit to that, add on to that.
Yeah, for sure.
You can match really unique finish. And the refrigerator is made great. And it's made in the United States too. So what do you think? B plus, A minus?
I was going to say close to it because I really like the bottom mounts, the professional look. I give those an A for sure, but yeah, it's very limited in kind of installation options. Yeah. Let's go with JennAir.
We don't sell JennAir anymore, and I think their compressor tops, their big feature was an obsidian interior. I mean, who cares that the inside of the fridge is black?
Yeah.
I mean, is that a feature?
Big control panel too, kind of on that top shelf, kind of blocks a lot.
No, we don't sell it anymore. But the one thing it does do well on the columns is triple cooling.
Yeah.
Which is something, they have the nanotechnology shelving now, same as Sub-Zero. So when you spill something, it stays on the shelf. I like it from that standpoint. I'm not going to rate it. I think there are better options. But if you're looking for JennAir, it's not a bad option.
Yeah. Same thing with Viking, another brand we don't sell.
Yeah, well, Viking is a CD because they're not even selling it anymore. They're importing it from Italy for Fahiba, and they're bringing the manufacturing in-house to redo that tragic refrigerator they've had over the years. So I wouldn't buy that refrigerator. Yeah. And it's the only time I've said that in these ranking videos. But I do like the company. I think that they're going to turn it around with their new management structure. So, but not now.
Fisher Paykel.
Fisher Paykel has got a great refrigerator. That 36-inch integrated, now this is going to sound crazy, but it's $10,499. It's going to be almost $8,000 less than a Sub-Zero.
Yep.
And you're going to get the integrated look. It's nice on the inside. Now, is that single compressor?
Single compressor on that, on the 72, yep.
The Active Smart sensors in it. But still, it's a great option with a Fisher Paykel kitchen where you're not spending 40, 50 grand. You're spending, maybe 20, 25 and getting a nice, modern, edgy kitchen. I like it. B plus as a value, maybe an A.
Yeah, and then really what they finally have come out with, they've always had kind of on their bottom mounts, and really most of their refrigeration have been only 80 inches tall. And you could get 84-inch panels, but the refrigerator is really 80 inches. Finally, they've come out with a true 84-inch tall like the rest. Bottom mount, single door right now. French door is coming. Really nice refrigerator, really nice interior, stainless steel. They're definitely getting there with the newer refrigeration
As a value,
style.
it's an A. As feature-wise and configuration, it's a B.
Yeah. Monogram?
I'd say the same thing about Monogram. Another single compressor.
Yeah.
But, you're getting inexpensive price. You're getting a service company. We service what we sell, but most don't. So that's really important that you buy these high-end products and have some service. At least Monogram provides that. I think it's inexpensive. That $3,500 rebate makes it very tempting. And you can buy $1,200 brass doors.
Yes, exactly.
Because they have brass accents. Yeah. I think, again, more like a Fisher Paykel, kind of A on value, B on feature.
Yeah, only 30 and 36 in bottom mount. They've also gone to that integrated style with the multi-drawers as well, but doesn't give you the option for a 42, 48. They still have kind of the traditional side-by-sides in those sizes, but in kind of the integrated, they don't have that.
And they have the cooling off each shelf, which is kind of nice. They've got the express thaw, express chill, where you can put like a bottle of wine or your chicken in there so it'll defrost without it being on your counter.
And then SKS.
SKS is a lot like Thermador, but I think it makes a little more sense because they don't have that bulge in the middle. Ice Maker seems to work. You get the craft ice instead of the dime ice.
Multiple options,
Very similar to a Thermador, although I think it performs a little bit better. It's got more capacity.
And a little bit limited in sizes too, where they have the 36 and the 48. The 48 is really similar to the Thermador as far as kind of the size. Not quite as high on some of the shelving, so the SKS does sit a little bit lower if you're comparing kind of just reachability on the shelving.
Thermador is 67 inches. This one's 63, which matters. And then,
absolutely.
Sub-Zero with the compressor on top is 60.
Yeah. What do you think for a ranking there?
Well, it's kind of limited. So, I love that 48, but I would say it's a strong B.
And then finally, True.
This is a great fridge.
Yeah.
It's super expensive. It's the only time I can say Sub-Zero is cheaper. Depends what you're looking for. You're not getting panels. You're not getting many sizes. Yeah. You're getting great colors, though. I mean, in a game room, or you get 14 colors, and they do colors that are like racing car finishes. And then you get the different hinge options. Go on True's website and just play with the hinges, because they'll let you color. I love the product in terms of overall construction, A. In terms
Absolutely.
of value, maybe a B.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can't penalize it, not many configurations,
Yeah.
but another American-made company, and they even make the glass in the
Yeah.
factory.
And they're stunning. I mean, when you look at them, I mean, they stick out. And really, like, they have those set colors, but you truly can do really any color with them. They're able to kind of do custom colors as well. Well, they'll give you kind of that set of colors and the hinge styles, but really open to almost anything there too.
Fantastic.
All right, that's
So,
everything.
A and B.